Hey, hi guys. Okay, so it's been a while. It's been a while. So I haven't recorded in a while. I mean, I had my tonsillectomy and then just like life, you know, like life just. So I've been a little sick, which, you know, got my tonsils taken out so I wouldn't get sick anymore, and then I got sick. I love that for me. So I realized that I bought like a whole new palette and a new concealer, and I haven't reviewed them. So I'm gonna do that today. So I'm not really gonna review it. I'm just gonna like wear it, basically, because you know, not everything works for everybody. So I'm gonna be using the Boom Millennial Pinx Millennial Pinx palette. It's beautiful, from Melt Cosmetics. Look at that. Stunning interior. Stunting hunty. And then the concealer that I got was McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer in the shade Light 5 or L5. I think that stands for Light 5. Not too sure. So I'm gonna start with my eyes first, like I always do. I'm just gonna go in with my Benefit Brow. I'm gonna just like speed through this because it's really not, I mean, you guys have seen me do my eyebrows. Simple basic brows today. I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything. I'm sick, like I said. Sick in the head. No, I'm physically sick. It's like a mixture of a cold and allergies, which like sucks real bad. Time for this eyebrow, my ugly stepsister. I don't know what I want to prime with. Like, do I want to use an actual primer? I probably should use an actual. I'm gonna use an actual primer, I guess. Carve out my brows real quick with a little Juvia's Place. Liquid concealer. I don't know what the name of this is. My little concealer brush. I'll post swatches for you like I always do of the eyeshadow palette right now. Let's go back to the eyes. I'm gonna apply my primer. I'm just using NYX pigment primer. It's not really a pigment, but it's a pressed pigment, I guess, technically. I don't know. I'm not an actual makeup artist. Like, it's in my username, but I am not trained. Blend in that pigment primer with my fingers. I'm not gonna be doing two separate eye looks. If you want more eye looks using this palette, I would be happy to do like a shorter video doing two completely different eye looks. But in this one, I'm also going to be reviewing the concealer, so I'm just going to do my eyeshadow. Like, I'm not going to be looking crazy with two different eye looks. I would normally do that though, for you, just for you. I'm going to go into, what am I even doing? I don't know what I'm doing today. Like, what look am I going for? So I'm going to try to use as many of the colors as I can so you guys see a lot of them. I'm going to start with Flamingo Dream. Pretty. So I have used this palette before, and I will say it is a little difficult to use. Do I mind? No. But if you are not good at blending your shadows, this is not one of those palettes that's just gonna blend for you. If you do want a palette that will blend the eyeshadow out for you, like minimal effort to blend, then I suggest like really investing, because they're expensive, in like a Natasha Denona or a Pat McGrath palette, because those, oh my god, like the pigment will keep its opacity but blend out like a dream, and you don't have to do like any work. It just does it for you. And that's not to say that this palette isn't worth it, because I really like this palette and I enjoy the color scheme, because not a lot of palettes actually have like pinks. They have like mauve toned pinks or hot pinks, but like not many have like genuine pinks. And like that is like a genuine pink. That's like a really pretty pink. Oh, pretty in pink. Yeah, yes, okay. I think that's good for that side. Although I do think last time I used a concealer to prime, this is blending out a little easier with a pigment primer than when I used concealer. And of course, the type of concealer you use does make a difference, because if your concealer stays really wet, like the Juvia's Place one that I used, then that eyeshadow will want to like really cling. But if it's too dry, then that eyeshadow is gonna like not have a lot of pigment, because it's not gonna have anything to stick to. So it really just depends, you know. If you have really oily eyelids, I 100% recommend a pigment primer, because concealers will just slip and slide with the oils on your skin. The pigment primer is meant to create like a barrier between your skin and the actual makeup that you're laying on top of the primer. Also, if you guys ever notice that like you're having a hard time blending, make sure that your fingers are at the bottom of your brush. It really makes a difference, because you're using way less pressure. When your fingers like this, it's a lot harder to control the amount of pressure that you're using on your eye. Fingers at the end of the brush. Not a lot of people realize when they're doing their makeup, but it makes a big difference. Same with like painting, because I'm a painter. It makes a huge difference, like the type of line that you'll get and the type of blend that you'll have with your eyeshadow. Okay, I think that's good for now. I think I'm gonna do a halo eye. So I'm gonna go into Modern Love, which is just slightly darker than Flamingo Dream. I'm gonna concentrate it on the outer corners. Create like a V. Condensed. They're the same brush, can you believe it? That's what happens, like over time your brushes just get a little frayed. I need to go buy new ones because they're only $1. They're Wet n Wild. Best brushes. Best brushes I've had. Morphe brushes, trash. Absolute trash. Don't buy those. Don't invest. They're not good. They're terrible brushes. I don't know if they've gotten any better. I mean, I did buy them like 4 years ago, but like that one purchase was enough. I was like, wow, never buying from here again. If you want a really cute set, I recommend BH Cosmetics. Their sets are super cute. The ones that come with like a little bag. Very high quality brushes. I still use the same brushes that I bought like 5 years ago from BH Cosmetics because they work. They work. If you have what is it called? Hooded eyelids, like mine. Like, see, like when I'm relaxed, they're hooded because a large part of my eyelid disappears. But if you have hooded eyelids, you need to do your makeup with your eyes open, okay? Like, don't because you're not gonna see it. Like once you open your eyes, you're not gonna see it. You need to do your makeup with your eyes open, and you need to be looking straight ahead. So like I'm looking down because like I know where my line is because I've been doing eyeshadow for so long, but you need to be like this. So your eyes are open and you can see where that shadow is gonna stop with your particular eyelid intensity. I don't know. Rated eye intensity. So you're gonna need to go high enough so that when your eyes are really relaxed and open, you can still see your eyeshadow, girl. Don't hide it. And also don't be afraid to go a little bit into your brow. A little bit. I don't like the look of like really white brow bone. So I bring my eyeshadow really high. Like really, really high. See? It's prettier to me. But odds, do what you want. Okay, now I'm gonna go into GF, which is this like really pretty dark matte gray color. Literally like right on that outer corner. Look at how pretty that is. That's so pretty. It's like a wet concrete gray. Like wet cement. I'm gonna bring that up just a tiny bit, not too much. Again, make sure you're looking forward so you can see where your color placement is going. I don't know what that little squeaking noise is. Some type of bird, I'm assuming. Going out in a wing. The importance of having a vision before you start doing your eye makeup, because wow, I don't like this side now. It's fine, we can fix it. Inner corner. Sure. Going a little further with that dark gray on the outer portion, so I go in towards my center a little more. Right there. Yep. Now, here's where we're gonna get to what I was talking about with like difficult to use, because this palette's shimmers are actually quite difficult to use. I found that the best way to apply them is to like finger and then spritz with a little bit of water, which you should not have to do. I agree. You should not have to work with a palette, but it's pretty, so I'm going to. I don't think I'm gonna cut the actual halo eye. I think I'm just gonna do like straight. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I'm gonna go into Ruby Spar. Wow, I really like dug in. There's like excess on my finger. Okay, actually Actually, you know what? Maybe there was just like a top layer. I don't know, because it seems a lot creamier now than the first time I used it. Let's try it without spraying it and I'll see how it works. Oh, it's actually working. That's weird. Why didn't you use it the first time I was using you? Because, like, swear, it was not applying like this the first time I used it. And then go up a little bit into that crease, just like the tiniest bit. I'm actually going to blend that out even more with like a clean finger. That crease portion, because I really don't want it strong, but I want like a little bit of that shimmer. A little more on this side. This is playing so much better this time. I'm shook. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it like relaxed. It unclenched its butt muscles. What am I even saying? Go into the next lightest shimmer, pink shimmer, which is called Mixed Emotions. I'm gonna go right over top of that, but like obviously a little further inwards. Closer to that center. Oh my god, that looks so pretty. Mixed Emotions, by the way, it's like this really, really pretty champagne-y pink, but it has like hot pink sort of reflex in it that are so minuscule. It's almost like a duochrome. Really very pretty though. Like, look at that. Look, oh my god, that looks nuts. That looks insanely beautiful. I'm living for this. And then I'm gonna go into, I don't want to use Rosé Brunch because it's not like it's no, I'm not gonna use Rosé Brunch. Rosé Brunch is this really pretty, like, it still has that pink in it, but it's not as like pink rose. It's like a creamy white, but again, it has that hot pink reflect in it. So I'm just gonna like right on the center, like barely any, just to add like a tiny little oomph on that center. Yes, like that. Yep, just like that. Love it. Gorgeous, stunning. Don't know what else to say. These shimmers are going on so much better this time, by the way. Last time it took me so long to work with them. Okay, go in with pencil brush. I'm going to dip into Rosé Brunch first, which is the cream pink shimmer. I'm gonna put that on my inner corner first, just to lay down like a really pretty hot pink. It's sort of iridescent. See, like it's creamy looking in the palette, but once you put it on, you start to catch that pink. And then I'm gonna go in with Moon Glow, which is that silver. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go into Rosé Brunch actually on my brow bone too. But then instead of that Moon Glow shade, the silver shade on top, I'm gonna go back in with Pink Rose, which is what I used on the center of the lid, the very lightest white, with like that hot pink iridescent. Yes. Oh, so pretty. Okay. And again, Rosé Brunch first. Once again, I'm so sorry. I hope you hear me. Like, I know my daughter can't completely hear me, but the walls be thin in this house, and her noise machine isn't working in that room, so I'm going to I'm trying to stay quiet. But yes, Lord, sweet baby Jesus, that's stunning. I'm gonna throw on some mascara and lashes real quick, and then I'm gonna do the face to talk about the concealer. I'm just gonna use these Sephora collection lashes in the style Craze, which is number 35. So cute. Oh my god, I'm language, Olivia. Oh my god. But I'm dead. Like, I'm dead over this look. She's stunning. Wow. Wow, wow, wowza. Onto skin. Also, not a ton of fallout, like a little bit. Just from that shimmer shade. Because like I said, I really dug into it. But like no fallout from the matte shades whatsoever. That might also be because of the pigment primer. But either way, I need to shave my face. Like, I need to get one of those little shavers. Also, by the way, if you're gonna get your makeup done by someone, please shave your face first. It's so much harder to do makeup on just tons of peach fuzz. I mean, obviously you don't have to, but not only is it easier to apply, it looks better. Like, it definitely will look better if you shave your face first. And it's a myth. Your hair does not grow in thicker when you shave. That's ridiculous, and I don't know who started that. It looks like it's thicker because instead of being a fine point, the way that your hair grows out, it's just blunt because you cut it. But it's not actually any thicker. And yeah, peach fuzz grows back again as peach fuzz. It doesn't grow back as like black hairs or something. Unless you're Mexican, like me, because then it does. Because it's already black hairs, because we're hairy. Like I said, I don't prime. Moisturized skin is all I do to prime. So I'm just gonna go in straight up with my foundation. Because I'm using the Pat McGrath concealer, and because it's my favorite foundation, I'm gonna be using the Pat McGrath Lab Skin Fetish Sublime Foundation in the shade Light 7. So just once again, if you haven't watched any of my other foundation videos or videos where I apply foundation, this was my favorite because it doesn't cover too much of your skin. I want my skin to still look like skin. I don't want to look like a doll. Because honestly, like, on some people that looks cute. On me, no, it doesn't. It doesn't look cute at all. I look creepy. Like, my skin is meant to have texture because I'm a human. Nice even layer of foundation. I do not go all the way up to my under eye because I don't want a lot of product on my under eye, since that is such thin skin and it will crease like way more if you have more product under there. I am going to get into the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer in the shade L5. I chose 2 shades lighter than my foundation shade since I am using this for under eyes primarily. it looks actually like it's my skin tone without foundation on, because the foundation that I have is a little warm for my skin tone, but I chose it that way because I do usually use a cool tone concealer, so like it balances really well. But it doesn't look super light, and I've heard that it's really, that it like spreads, so I'm only gonna do a couple of dots under my eye to start with. It's easier to add than it is to take away. Remember that. Start small, start slow. Okay, so let's try this. I've tried this once before, but I didn't have any other makeup on. I tried it just as a spot concealer, which is why I know that it's closer to my skin tone than my actual foundation, because it worked really well as a spot concealer. Like, it didn't look super light on my skin to conceal acne scars and stuff. Okay, so that blended out real fast. Oh. See, in person, because it is still, I got neutral tone because I have neutral undertones because of my olive skin, my olive undertones, which is technically a more neutral color. So in person, you can still see a little bit of the blue under my eyes, but it's not like I would want that anyways. Like, I don't like completely white under eyes or like clear under eyes. Okay, so that blended out really nice. It looks really nice. No creasing so far, and I haven't set it at all. I'm gonna add a tiny dot right there where those little darker spots are, because that's really where you should be focusing your concealer, on those little hollow spots right there. And then I'm going to use it for spot concealing because it's a really good shade, and I appreciate that I did not get a shade that was too light. I was really worried that it was going to be too dark, actually, because I was like, I do extensive research. I was reading tons of reviews. Tons of people were saying that it was super hard to choose their shade online, which it was. I was stuck between like 3 different shades because the models all look so similar, and then I'm kind of like, okay, but are the models wearing foundation too in their photos, or are they only wearing concealer, or what? Like, even the arm swatches were really hard to like tell. I don't know, it was just a weird process to like choose my shade, but I think I chose the right shade, so that's nice. So I'm gonna spot conceal. Also, the concealer gives a lot more coverage than the actual foundation, so, but they seem to go together really well, like blending wise. I'm also gonna use this right here because I do get slightly darker around my mouth because I'm, like I said, Mexicana. It's the Latina in me. See, like, it doesn't look crazy. You can't tell. Like, it looks like my skin tone. It doesn't look like it's actually 2 shades lighter. So I think if you really, really want like a bright under eye concealer and you have the McGrath foundation, I recommend going more than just 2 shades up, because like I said, I'm light 7 and I bought the light 5 thinking like 2 shades would give me like a little lighter, because it's usually what you would do, go 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade for your under eyes or for anywhere you really want to brighten. But I personally don't mind that it's the exact same color as my skin tone and really close to my foundation shade. I actually really am happy about that. But if you do, like I said, like really bright under eyes, then I recommend going more than 2 shades lighter, maybe 3. But again, keep looking at the undertones, because the undertones do change with her shades as they get lighter. So this one was neutral. I think the one that was right above it, L4, was a more pink undertone or peach undertone or something, and then like a more, she has more golden, but the lighter shades are usually more neutral or pink undertone, just because that's just how they work. I'm gonna see how this works on my nose actually, because I didn't even notice I have like a little bit of redness right there. That actually applied fairly well to my nose, which I think is really surprising. A lot of concealers do not work on my nose, which is why I like this foundation, because it works on my nose, but concealers usually do not. So that's surprising in like a really good way, because I am always hoping that a concealer will work on my nose. Well, there is a little bit of creasing. I don't know if you can see that. But I don't really mind, because my eyes naturally crease there. So like, that applied surprisingly well on my nose for how messed up it is right now with like blowing my nose so much from being sick. Because you know, like when you get sick for some reason, your nose gets like the brunt of the damage. Like, oh man, my nose is still wrecked. Just like the skin around my nostrils is so dry and messed up. I'm going to powder very lightly with my Coty Airspun. I do have my Laura Mercier, but I'm using that to prop up my camera. So I'm gonna use the Coty because I'm not using it and because it's good. If you're looking for an alternative to Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, I highly recommend the Coty Airspun. You can find it at like Walgreens, although usually it's sold out because it is so good. I actually had to order mine online. As I've said in previous videos, I don't bake, so I'm just doing a light dusting under the eyes. Oh my god. Okay, hold on, let me finish this real quick. Okay, hold on. That's not right. My under eyes look so smooth. I'm actually a little concerned. Wow, okay, that's cool. It looks great. That's basically what I'm saying. Sorry, kind of like left you on a cliffhanger for a second there. But it looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna finish off my face with just like the same products that I literally always use. My Fenty Matchstick in Amber for contour. And then I'm gonna go into my Fenty Matchstick in Mocha for bronzer. Sometimes I apply them at the same time, sometimes I don't, just depends, doesn't really matter. I mean, the way that I apply them, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes it matters on specific people, but on me, it doesn't matter. Again, like always, blending upward and out. I'm gonna warm up my forehead a little bit because I have a big 5 head. Is it? No. No, it's a 4. It's a forehead. I'm gonna go into my nose contour now with my Amber Matchstick. you want to see how I contour my nose in full detail, go watch my foundation application video. I do like really extensive details on how I blend in my nose contour and everything else about my face. It's very comprehensive, so even if you know nothing about makeup, that'll help you out a bit. I'm gonna go into my under eyes now and do my bottom lash line, bringing with Flamingo Pink again to start off. Oh, that pink is so pretty, like you don't understand, it's so pretty. Do Modern Love, which is that mauvier, darker, like rosy pink. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Wow. Wow, I don't even want to do dark under my eyes because I think that pink looks so cute. I'm gonna do dark only on this outer portion. I'm gonna do that. And then I think I'm gonna take Mixed Emotions on my brush, and I'm gonna use that right there. Yeah, these shimmer shades are applying so much better this time around. I think it really was just kind of like a small film on top of the shadows or something, because they're applying so much better now. They are very dry though, so like they feel creamy to the touch, but like upon application you realize how dry they are, which is why they kind of like have a hard time sticking where you put them. But I mean, they're applying great right now. I'm gonna go into Moon Glow, which is that silver, and just bring that really strong. Yes. Oh god, that's beautiful. That's my daughter. She's playing with her grandpa, who just got back from Cuba. She missed him very much. So they're having a blast together now. Wow. Oh my god. I'm in love with this look, just so you know. Just so you know. I love it. I love it. I didn't put any blush on. I kind of want to use like a mix of Pink Leather and Flamingo Dream as a blush. Like, is that nuts? Maybe, but we're gonna do it anyways. Ooh, that's very, very light on me. Those two colors. A very light pink. I'm gonna go into Modern Love, which is that slightly darker rose pink. That's a little better. Okay. Kind of like mix all of those together. I like a lot of blush, by the way, if you haven't noticed. But you know, like applied well, because you know, a lot of blush can be cute if you apply it well for your face shape. That's a lot of blush. Okay, it's fine. I've told you guys how to fix it before. A little bit of foundation, really fan it out all over your foundation brush. Stunting. Okay, time for highlight, which like honestly, should I use one of these eyeshadows as highlight? Like, I love doing that because it gives you such a cohesive look. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go into Pink Noise and give myself like a really pretty iridescent pink highlight. Oh wow, it looks like straight up pink when you put it on the skin, but I kind of love it. It's such a pretty, like, peachy pink. It's not like overdone or anything. I'm gonna go over that with a slightly lighter highlight just because I really like dimension. So I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier, my tried and true just right on the high point. There we go. Laura's always got my back. And then I don't want that pink on my nose, so I'm just only gonna use Laura on my nose. Yes. Yes. Okay guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.